I'm Bob at I Like to Make Stuff. If you remember recently, I spent a lot of time and effort trying to make an exact screen-accurate replica of Luke's lightsaber, but we still need to make a stand for it so we can display it. So today we're going all the way to California to work with somebody in the film industry to make a severed hand. Today we are in California at Thingergy with Frank Ippolito, who is amazing at making props and costumes. He's made all sorts of stuff that you've probably seen before. Where should people find you if they want to see all of your work?
We're not that hard to find.
Right.
Social medias are pretty easy, whether through my name or the company's name, Thingergy.
Okay.
So Instagram, Twitter, blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
Our website.
So tell them,
Yes.
I know, a few of the things that they may know that you've made.
See, we worked on the most recent Ghostbusters. We made some stunt proton packs. Kenobi, we made a whole bunch of lightsabers. Umbrella Academy, the big mascot costume that's in Bullet Train, a lot of masks.
And there's a lot of stuff that like we're looking around here and then we can see that we can't tell you about.
We're working on 3 other movies right now too, all back there.
Crazy. We have a limited window that we can shoot in because of all the awesome stuff.
Hold on, I gotta grab this.
Go for it.
Hey, Michael.
Check this stuff out. There's all these from the movie.
You probably heard of it.
Yeah, this is Gary. Gary makes awesome stuff, and look at all the awesome stuff that he's making on his desk. And then up there, there's the big giant from land.
We're so lucky. We're so lucky.
There's like an entire wall back here of Tongas. Actually, that's just an R2-D2 that he's building. It's really cool. There's molds, there's crazy like big up there used from different stuff. There's all sorts of. Well, today I came here because Frank's great at this stuff and I wanted to get some help making a way to hold the lightsaber that I'm going to make. So he's actually going to help me make a way to hold it with my hand and then also help me make part of the lightsaber. So if you can give us kind of a rundown of what we're going to do with the molding casting thing for the hand, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to mix up a bunch of alginate.
Okay.
And we're going to stick your hand in a bucket of alginate and then you wait about 10 minutes and it cures up. And you pull your hand out, and then we fill it with silicone, and then we put a little bit of paint on there to make it look more like your hand.
Okay.
And that's it.
Awesome.
Sounds simple.
Easy enough. So I've not used alginate. I've done molding and casting, kind of, but I've never used the alginate stuff.
Yeah.
It's a one-use only kind of
For sure,
thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can sometimes get away with pulling a couple out, but because you want to have your hand kind of closed like this,
right.
There's a good chance it'll rip.
Okay.
And then, but it's kind of a one-off kind of a thing.
But it's like a cheaper material than some of this other stuff, right?
Cheaper than silicone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can cast silicone directly into this alginate
without it bonding.
Yeah, it doesn't bond or do anything weird. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And then in this silicone, is there anything special about it, or is it just?
There's a like with all silicones you get from any of the manufacturers, they're so boutique in viscosity and durometer and color and blah 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 all that. This is just Dragon Skin FX Pro. You can get Dragon Skin 20 or whatever you feel like using depending on work time and what you're going to do with it. But this is just what I had on the shelf.
Awesome. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah. You want to make sure not to touch the sides.
Right.
And then you can put it down as far as you want, like whatever's comfortable.
Okay.
One of the things that I found is if you do with your other hand, what your hand that you can't see is doing, you can kind of like mimic it.
Yeah.
So if you imagine, the lightsaber's that big around, if you just kind of do it with both hands, since you can't see that hand, it kind of helps mirror it. All right, so I'm gonna mix this stuff and then I'm gonna put it all over your hand.
Gotcha.
And then I'll fill this bucket and then you put your hand in.
Okay.
Because I want to put it on your skin so that way it kind of grabs the details so there's not like little bubbles and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just kind of have a feel for the right.
Yeah, there's a ratio that they recommend and it's about 1-to-1 volume of powder to water. You can kind of guess like by viscosity and how it feels. If you want to kind of give it a little wiggle, make sure there's no little surface bubbles. And that's it. And you just sit.
Cool.
See you in a little bit.
That sounds good.
Okay, lunchtime, guys.
This video is sponsored by Simply Safe. I'm a big fan of Simply Safe, and it's awesome that they want to sponsor our videos. I think it's a fantastic way to secure your home. In fact, I've got my home secured and our office secured with Simply Safe. Recently, I actually ordered some more outdoor cameras and brand new video doorbells from Simply Safe so I can add them to my house. But in addition to that, they've got indoor cameras, they've got glass break sensors and sirens and smoke detectors and water sensors and a bunch of other stuff. And the way that you build out your system is you go to simplysafe.com/ILTMS. You pick all the stuff that you need for your home and they send it to you in a box. Once you get that box in, you don't have to wait on anybody to come set it up. You can do it yourself and it only takes about 30 minutes. If there's a real emergency, they can priority dispatch the people to you to make sure you get the help that you need. It's a fantastic system, it's very affordable, and right now they've got their best deal of the year going. So if you've been putting this off, now's the time to do it. If you go to simplysafe.com/ILTMS and use the code ILTMS, you're gonna get 40% off new orders. This is a fantastic way to get a fantastic system to secure your loved ones in your home. Be sure to go check it out. Again, that's simplysafe.com/ILTMS. Big thanks to them for sponsoring this video. With the holidays coming up, don't forget, there's no safe like Simply Safe.
There you go.
Awesome. Every single time I do this, I degas something. It always almost comes over the container and I have to like feather, to get it to stay in there. What's the secret to?
Bigger container.
Like how much bigger?
At least double the size the volume you're starting with.
Yeah.
So I won't put more than, like 24 ounces into here.
Okay. I should have known that.
How are you to know until you ask?
That's true.
I hope I can get it out of the vacuum and into there quick enough.
Okay.
And if it feels like it's gonna kick off in there, then I'll have to make another batch. So,
okay.
So we're gonna try it. I didn't have a big enough container.
Yeah, like he was saying, it's too hot in here, and so that stuff kicked and solidified before we could get it poured. So we're just gonna do it again. Oh, that's crazy.
Kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's like alien meat.
So you want to roll it to kind of get it to pop any little air bubbles that might be in there. Oh, wow, it's already,
Wow.
this stuff's kicking fast. Hopefully I'll be able to just yank it out in one piece. Like that. Oh, there's little bubbles in the tips of his finger. Remember I was rolling it around?
Yeah.
So we could just patch those with a little bit of silicone.
It's so gross and cool. We are back from California and I learned a huge amount of stuff from Frank, and we ended up with this kind of gross but really cool hand. He also spent a whole lot of time painting this thing, making it kind of look like skin and also adding some kind of gross stuff on the end. He talked about a lot of stuff and showed us a bunch of different things, and he actually has a video over on Tested where he goes into it in depth, so we'll just put a link to that down in the description. You can go check it out. But now that we've got this finished painted hand, we need to make a stand for it. I wanted to make a stand for this thing so that it sets on display kind of like it just got cut off, like it's flying off into space, and so I want it to kind of sit like this. If you've seen the movie, you know his hand actually gets cut off up here, but Frank did all this awesome work, and having it longer is going to make it easier to fit on a stand. So we're going to start with some cardboard, cut some pieces to fit around the different parts of this so we can figure out how to weight it correctly. I went ahead and got these pieces cut. They're pretty close, so I'm going to take a photo of these and take it into Fusion 360 to refine it. I brought that photo into Fusion 360. The cool thing about that is that once you have that as a canvas, you can draw on top of it to make a vector shape that is scaled correctly to the thing that you want to make in the real world. We have a Fusion 360 course, and this is just one of the many things that you can learn in that course. We teach you this specifically with a bunch of other stuff. Be sure to go check it out. We'll put links below. But now that I've got these in here, I can take these individual shapes and send them to the laser so I can cut these pieces out of acrylic. I learned a ton from Frank Ippolito on our trip to California. Big thanks to him for making this hand for me. It is the icing on the cake for displaying my lightsaber. If you want to see that video, how we made the lightsaber, we're going to send you right to it after the bloopers. Thanks for watching.
When you watch Bullet Train, there's a scene where they're putting a bunch of body parts into wood chippers, and this is leftover stuff from that.
To make a stand for this thing, we're going to start by cutting some pieces of, what, I keep wanting to say plywood. And it's going to be easier to counterbalance. Counterbalance. A Fusion 360 course that teaches.
Gummit.